Welcome to Read and Learn English. I'm so happy you're here. This channel is made especially for English learners who want to improve their skills step by step. Whether you are a beginner or at an intermediate level, you will find videos that help you learn English in a simple and fun way. On this channel, we focus on reading and listening because these two skills help you understand English better and speak more naturally. We use easy stories, real-life examples, and clear explanations to help you remember words and grammar. You will also learn useful tips to practice every day and grow your English skills faster. Each video is made with you in mind, to help you feel confident when reading English texts and speaking with others. We believe learning English should be enjoyable and not stressful. So, our lessons are easy to follow, interesting, and full of helpful advice. You will find videos on vocabulary, grammar, common phrases, and even special tips on how to remember words and improve your pronunciation. Plus, we often share stories and examples that make learning more exciting. If you want to improve your English step by step, join us. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss new videos. You can also ask questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to help you. Thank you for being part of Read and Learn English. Together, we will make your English better every day. Let's start this learning journey and have fun while improving your skills. Remember, practice makes perfect. Let's read, listen, and learn English together. Why we forget words and how to fix it. Many people want to remember English words, but they forget them after just a few days. This is very normal. Our brains forget things if we do not use them. Think about learning a new word, like planting a small seed. If you do not give water and sunlight, the plant will die. In the same way, if you do not use the word, your brain will forget it. When we learn many words at one time, it becomes too much for our memory. We may feel proud in the beginning, but after a short time, we realize we cannot remember most of them. This happens because we only saw the word once or twice. That is not enough. Our brains need more time and more practice to remember something well. Another reason we forget is because we try to memorize words without any meaning. For example, we read a list of words and try to remember them like a robot. But our brain does not like this. Our brain remembers stories, pictures, and emotions. If you connect a word to a picture, a funny sentence, or something from your life, you will remember it better. For example, if you learn the word apple, do not just say apple, apple, apple. Instead, imagine yourself eating a big red apple. Or think of a time when you ate a delicious apple with your family. That small memory helps your brain remember the word more easily. Some people forget words because they are afraid to make mistakes. They learn the word, but they never say it. They wait for the perfect time or worry about saying it wrong. But using the word is the most important part. If you do not speak or write the word, your brain will not know it is important. It will delete it, just like cleaning a computer. So do not be afraid. Use the word, even if it is not perfect. Every time you use it, the memory becomes stronger. So how can we fix this problem? The answer is simple. You need to see the word many times, in different ways. First, learn the word with meaning, not just from a list. Then, read it in a sentence. Try to say it in your own sentence. Write it down in your notebook. Listen for it in a podcast or a movie. Try to use it when talking to someone. When you see or use a word 5 or 6 times, it moves into your long-term memory. This is called spaced repetition. You do not need to study the word every hour. Just review it after 1 day, then 3 days, then 1 week. This method really works. Finally, be patient with yourself. Forgetting is part of learning. Every time you forget a word and then remember it again, your brain is becoming stronger. So do not give up. Just keep practicing a little every day, and you will remember more than you think. The power of repetition. Spaced practice that works. Have you ever learned a new English word and then forgotten it the next day? This happens to almost everyone. But there is a simple way to stop this: repetition. When we repeat something many times, our brain understands that it is important. This helps us remember it for a long time. But the best kind of repetition is called spaced practice. It means you do not repeat the word too often or too close together. Instead, you give your brain a small rest between study times. This makes the memory stronger. For example, let's say you learn a new word today. You can look at it again tomorrow. Then, wait 2 more days and look again. After that, check it again in 5 days, then in 1 week. Each time you remember the word, your brain becomes better at keeping it. This is how spaced repetition works. You don't have to study for hours. Just a few minutes each time is enough, if you review often and with space between. This method is better than studying all your words in 1 day. When you read a big list of new words only once, your brain cannot remember all of them. It is too much information at one time. But if you study 5 words and review them again and again over time, you will remember them better. Spaced practice helps your brain build strong connections to the word, like building a strong bridge. If you use this method, you will not forget words so easily. You can use simple tools to help with spaced repetition. One easy way is to use flashcards. Write the word on one side and the meaning or a picture on the other side. Review your flashcards after 1 day, then after 3 days, then 1 week, and so on. Some apps like Anki or Quizlet do this automatically. They show you the words you need to review at the right time. These tools can help you learn many words without feeling tired or bored. Another way to use repetition is by using the word in your daily life. Try to speak the word when you talk to someone. Write a sentence using the word in your journal. When you see the word in a book or a video, stop and think about it. Say it out loud, smile, and say, "Yes, I know this word now." These small actions help the word stay in your memory longer. Remember, the brain is like a muscle. If you use it often in the right way, it becomes strong. Spaced repetition is like daily exercise for your memory. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. You don't need to study all day. Just a little every day with smart review, and you will remember more vocabulary than you ever thought possible. Keep going and enjoy the process. Visual memory tricks. Using pictures to remember words. Many people remember pictures better than words. This is because our brain loves images. When we see a picture, our brain understands it quickly. But when we see a new word, it takes more time to remember. That's why using pictures is a smart way to learn and remember English vocabulary. It's called visual memory. If you connect a new word to a picture, it becomes easier to keep it in your mind. This trick works for children and adults, for easy words and difficult ones. For example, if you are learning the word elephant, don't just read the word. Find a photo or draw a simple picture of an elephant. Look at the word and the image together. Say the word out loud while looking at the picture. This helps your brain link the word to the idea. The next time you think of elephant, the picture will come to your mind first, and then the word will follow. This makes remembering faster and stronger. Even better, you can make your own picture dictionary. Take a notebook or use a digital app, write a new word, and put a small picture next to it. You can draw it yourself or find an image online. This makes your learning more personal and fun. When you draw or choose the picture yourself, your brain works harder to understand, and you remember more. Using pictures is also helpful when you learn abstract words, like emotions. For example, to learn angry, you can draw a red face with big eyebrows. To learn happy, draw a smiley face or a sunny day. These images create emotions in your brain, and that emotion helps you remember. The more personal and funny the image is, the better you will remember it. If a picture makes you laugh, it stays longer in your memory. Another way to use visual memory is to watch English videos with subtitles. When you hear the word and see the action, your brain connects sound, word, and picture. This gives your memory 3 ways to remember. For example, in a cooking video, you might hear "chop the onions" while watching someone cut onions. Now, when you hear "chop," your brain remembers the video and the action. This is a strong and easy way to learn without too much study. You can also use flashcards with pictures. Put the word on one side and the picture on the other. Practice often. Look at the picture and try to say the word. Then look at the word and try to imagine the picture. This trains your memory from both directions. Over time, you will become faster and more confident with vocabulary. In the end, learning with pictures makes studying fun. It uses your natural memory power. You don't need to force your brain to remember. You just need to connect new words to clear, strong images. With visual memory tricks, vocabulary becomes easier and more enjoyable. Keep using pictures, and you will see the difference. Making words. Personal. Connect to your life. One of the best ways to remember English words is to make them part of your life. When a word feels personal, your brain pays more attention to it. If a word is just something from a list or a textbook, your brain may not care. But if the word has a special meaning for you, something you feel, see, or use in your daily life, you are more likely to remember it. This method is simple, but very powerful. Let's say you learn the word dog. Instead of just reading it and moving on, think about your life. Do you have a dog? Have you seen one on the street? What is its name? What does it look like? Try to create a picture or a story in your mind. For example, my neighbor has a small white dog. It barks every morning. That sentence uses the word dog, but now it's connected to something real in your world. That makes the word more meaningful, and your brain keeps it longer. You can do this with almost any word. If you learn the word coffee, think about your morning routine. I drink coffee at 8 every day before work. This sentence is about your real life. You feel it. You live it. That's why your brain will remember it. You can also write small diary entries in English using new words. Even 2 or 3 sentences a day can help. It doesn't need to be perfect. What's important is that the words are connected to your world. When you hear a new word, ask yourself, how does this word fit into my life? If the word is rain, remember a day when you forgot your umbrella. If the word is delicious, think of your favorite food. These small memory links turn words into part of your story. When a word becomes part of your story, it becomes part of you. Speaking also helps. Try to use new words in your conversations. If you meet someone, talk about your daily life using new vocabulary. For example, yesterday I went to the market. It was very crowded. If crowded is a new word for you, now you have used it in a real sentence about your real day. That's how personal learning works. Songs, hobbies, and interests can help too. If you love music, try to learn the words from your favorite English songs. If you enjoy cooking, learn cooking words in English. When you learn vocabulary that connects to what you love, you will learn faster and enjoy the process more. In the end, words are not just words. They are pieces of life. The more you connect English words to your world, your memories, your routines, your feelings, the easier they are to remember. So don't just study English. Live it. Use it in your world. Make it personal, and the words will stay with you. Use it or lose it. Speaking and writing practice. When you learn a new English word, it's like planting a seed. But if you do not water the seed, it will not grow. In the same way, if you do not use the word, your brain will forget it. That's why speaking and writing are so important. They are like water and sunshine for your vocabulary. If you want to remember words, you must use them in real life. Many learners study words by reading and listening, but they don't speak or write. This is a mistake. Reading and listening help you learn words, but using them helps you keep them. When you speak a word, your brain must find it, say it, and understand it. That is a lot of good work for your memory. The same happens when you write. You must think about how to spell the word and how to use it in a sentence. This makes the memory stronger. You don't need a perfect sentence or perfect grammar. You just need to try. For example, if you learn the word beautiful, you can say, "This flower is beautiful." If you write in your diary, you can write, "Today was a beautiful day." These simple sentences help you remember the word in a natural way. Over time, you will feel more comfortable using the word in different situations. One great idea is to talk to yourself in English. When you are alone, try to describe what you are doing. For example, "I am brushing my teeth," or "I am cooking rice." This is a safe way to practice without fear. You can also record your voice and listen to it later. This helps you hear your own pronunciation and check if you are using the word correctly. Writing is just as helpful. Try to write a short diary entry every day. You can write about your day, your plans, your feelings, anything you want. Use the new words you are learning. Even 5 sentences are enough. The more you write, the more your brain will remember. You can also write messages or short posts on social media in English. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just keep using the words. Another fun way to practice is to play with the words. Make your own sentences. Use the word in a joke or a short story. If the sentence is funny or strange, you will remember it even better. For example, if you learn the word tired, you can write, I was so tired I fell asleep standing up. These funny ideas help your brain stay interested. Remember this simple rule. If you don't use the word, you will lose it. But if you speak and write often, your vocabulary will grow stronger every day. Practice a little every day. Speak to yourself. Write a few sentences. Play with the words. Make English part of your life, and your memory will thank you. Word maps and mind maps. Organize to remember. Sometimes we try to remember words one by one, like a long list. But this is not the best way. Our brain likes connections. It remembers better when words are linked together in a group or story. That's why word maps and mind maps are very helpful. They help you organize new vocabulary so your brain can find it more easily. When you use a map, words become clearer and easier to remember. A word map is a simple way to explore one word. For example, if your word is travel, you can write it in the middle of a paper, then draw lines to other words related to it. You can add words like plane, hotel, passport, beach, and suitcase. Now, one word becomes many. When you think about travel, you will remember all those connected words. This is how your brain builds strong memory links. A mind map is bigger and more creative. You start with one topic like food, then you create branches, fruits, vegetables, snacks, drinks. Under each branch, add words you know or want to learn. Under fruits, you might add apple, banana, grapes. Under drinks, add coffee, tea, juice. This kind of map helps you see the whole picture. You understand the meaning better and remember the words faster. You don't need to be an artist to make maps. Simple lines and circles are enough. You can use colors to make your map more fun. For example, use green for vegetables and red for fruits. This makes it easier for your brain to see the group in your memory. Some people also use pictures in their maps. Drawing a small apple or cup next to the word makes it even more powerful. Making maps by hand is good because it helps you think about each word. But you can also use apps or websites to make digital maps. Some English learning apps have mind map tools that are easy to use. Whether it's on paper or on a screen, the most important thing is to make connections between words. Maps also help you when you forget a word. Maybe you forget juice, but you remember it was under drinks in your mind map. This small clue helps you find the word again. Your brain works like a web, and maps support that natural system. The more connections you build, the stronger your memory becomes. You can also make maps for grammar. For example, the verb go can have branches like go to school, go home, go shopping. This helps you learn how the word is used in real sentences, not just alone. That makes it easier to use the word when speaking or writing. Maps are not just for study, they are for creativity. Make them fun, colorful, and personal. Use words that are part of your life. The more you enjoy making maps, the more your brain will enjoy learning. With word maps and mind maps, English words stop being a list. They become a picture, and that picture will stay in your mind. Story power. Remember vocabulary through short stories. Stories are one of the best ways to remember English words. Why? Because our brains love stories. When we hear a story, we pay attention. We feel something. We follow the characters and events. That emotional connection helps us remember the words inside the story much more easily than a word list. This is why using short stories is a powerful tool for learning and remembering vocabulary. Let's say you learn the word angry. If you only see it in a list, it's easy to forget. But if you read a story like, Tom was angry because his little brother broke his toy, you understand the word better. You can imagine Tom's face. You can feel his emotion. Now, angry is not just a word. It's part of a story you remember. That makes it easier for your brain to hold on to it. You can read simple English stories made for learners. Many of them use everyday words in natural sentences. As you read, underline or highlight the new words. Try to guess the meaning from the story. Later, look them up in a dictionary and read the story again. The second time, you will understand more, and the words will start to feel familiar. Writing your own stories is even better. You don't need to be a great writer. Just use what you know. For example, if you learned words like tired, bus, and rain, you can write, I was tired after work. I waited for the bus, but it started to rain. It's a simple story, but it uses real vocabulary in a real way. That helps you remember those words because now they are part of your own experience. You can also make fun or silly stories. If the story is strange or funny, you might remember it even faster. For example, imagine a cat wanted to learn English. Every morning it read a book and drank coffee. That's a silly idea, but it uses the words cat, read, book, and coffee. Because it's funny, your brain might hold on to it longer. Another good idea is to retell stories. Read a short story, then try to say or write it again using your own words. This helps you practice using the vocabulary in a new way. You can also change the story, add new details, change the ending, or write about what happens next. This creative process makes the words stick. You can also use pictures. Look at a photo and create a short story about it using new words. Or watch a short video and write what happened using simple English. These exercises connect the new words to action, emotion, and imagination, and that makes learning powerful. So don't just study vocabulary, live it through stories. The more you read and write short stories, the more natural the words will feel. They will not just be words in your mind, they will become part of you. And when that happens, you won't just remember them. You'll know how to use them. The flashcard formula. Effective digital and paper methods. Flashcards are one of the simplest and most powerful tools for remembering English words. They help you test your memory, focus on one word at a time, and review words again and again. Flashcards can be made with paper or with apps on your phone. Both ways are useful, and the key is to use them in a smart and consistent way. A flashcard has two sides. On one side, write the English word. On the other side, write the meaning in your language, a picture, or an example sentence. When you look at the card, try to remember what's on the other side. This is called active recall. It helps your brain work harder, and that makes your memory stronger. For example, if you see the word delicious, try to remember what it means before you check. If you can't remember, that's okay. Look at the answer, then try again later. Each time you practice, the word becomes easier to remember. Soon, you will not need to check the answer anymore. You can make your own flashcards with small pieces of paper. This is a good way to learn because writing the word helps you remember it. You can carry the cards in your bag and review them during free time, on the bus, at lunch, or before bed. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. Digital flashcards are also very helpful. Many apps like Anki, Quizlet, or Memrise help you create flashcards and review them using a smart system called spaced repetition. This system shows you easy words less often and hard words more often. It helps you save time and focus on what you need most. Digital flashcards often include sound, pictures, and example sentences. This helps you learn words in different ways. You hear how they sound, see how they are used, and remember them more deeply. Some apps even have games or tests to keep you motivated. No matter what kind of flashcards you use, it's important to review them often. Don't just look at each card once. Repeat it again and again over several days. Repetition helps your brain move the word from short-term memory to long-term memory. It's also a good idea to mix old and new words. If you only study new words, you may forget the old ones. Review both together to keep your memory strong. And don't forget to update your cards. If you learn a word well, remove it. If you find a new word, add it. You can even make special flashcards for grammar. For example, one side could say past tense of go, and the other side says went. Or one side says I eaten dinner at 7, and the other side says have. This helps you remember how to use the words, not just what they mean. In the end, flashcards are like a game you play with your brain. They are small, simple, and powerful. Whether you use paper or a phone, what matters most is regular practice. Use them every day, even just for a short time, and your vocabulary will grow faster than you think. Mnemonic magic, fun tricks for difficult words. Sometimes English words are hard to remember. Maybe they are long, strange, or have no connection to your language. That's when mnemonics can help. A mnemonic is a fun trick or idea that helps you remember something. It can be a sentence, a picture, a rhyme, or a silly story. Mnemonics are powerful because they make learning more personal and fun. Let's look at an example. The word island is hard because the S is silent. Many learners want to say island. To remember it, you can think of a funny sentence. The S is lost on the island. Now you imagine the S hiding behind a palm tree, and you remember not to pronounce it. This small story helps your brain hold the word longer. Another trick is using sounds. For the word desert, you can think, the desert has ones because there is only one sweet. For dessert, there are two S because you always want two sweets. This is a simple way to remember which is which. The more strange or funny the trick, the better you remember it. You can also create pictures in your mind. For the word bizarre, which means strange, you can imagine a man wearing a banana on his head. That's bizarre. This silly image connects the word to the meaning. When you hear or see bizarre again, your brain remembers the banana man, and the meaning comes back quickly. Some people like to make short stories with hard words. For example, to remember the word chaos, which means a big mess, you can say, my little brother made chaos in the kitchen. The milk was on the floor, and the cat was in the sink. This story helps you understand and remember the word with a real example. You can also use rhymes. Rhymes are words that sound the same. For example, for the word brave, you can say, be brave in the cave. This rhyme helps the word brave stick in your mind because it's easy and fun to say. You can make your own rhymes to match any new word. Using your own language can also help. If you speak Burmese and you see the English word knife, you can think of a Burmese word that sounds close. Then make a funny link between the two. The connection does not have to make perfect sense. It just has to help you remember. The best part of mnemonics is that you make them your own. You can use jokes, songs, or drawings. You can even teach them to a friend. When you create a mnemonic, you work with the word in a deep way. That makes it easier for your brain to keep it. So next time you see a hard word, don't worry. Just stop and ask yourself, how can I make this fun? Make a rhyme, a picture, or a silly sentence. Use your imagination. Mnemonics are like little tricks that turn boring words into fun ones and help you remember them for a long time. Grouping words by theme or topic. Learning vocabulary is easier when you group words by theme or topic. This means you study words that are all about the same subject, like food, travel, or the weather. When words are connected, your brain understands and remembers them better. It's like putting them in the same drawer, so they're easy to find later. For example, imagine you want to learn words about the kitchen. You can learn spoon, fork, knife, plate, stove, sink, and cup all together. These words are used in the same place and often appear together in real life. When you think about fork, your brain might also remember knife and plate because they are related. That connection helps you remember more words faster. Themed learning also helps you use vocabulary in sentences. If you learn the topic weather, you can say, today is cloudy, it is raining, or I need an umbrella. These are useful phrases that help you speak in daily life. When words are grouped, you don't just remember one word. You learn how to use it in context. This method is also great for writing and speaking practice. If the topic is travel, you can write a short story. I packed my suitcase, took a taxi to the airport, and waited for my flight. Now you are using many travel words in one place. You see how they work together. That's better than just memorizing one word at a time. You can also group words by situation. For example, think about going to a restaurant. You can learn words like menu, order, waiter, bill, tip, and reservation. When you go to a real restaurant, these words will come to your mind easily because they are connected to one clear situation. Another way to use this method is to group words by word type. For example, if you are learning the verb run, you can add other action words like walk, jump, swim, and ride. Now, you have a group of verbs that are easy to compare. You can make sentences and see the small differences between them. Using pictures can help too. You can draw a simple theme map. In the center, write the main topic, like school. Around it, write words like teacher, student, classroom, book, and exam. This helps you see how words are connected. Your brain loves this kind of map. It feels organized and clear. Apps, books, and websites often organize vocabulary by topic. This is not by accident. It's because learning by theme works very well. It gives you a bigger picture and helps you build strong memory links between words. So instead of learning random words each day, try learning by theme. Pick one topic for the week, collect 10 to 15 related words, and use them in writing, speaking, and stories. You'll find that words make more sense when they belong together, and when you need to use them, they'll be ready in your mind, like a well-packed toolbox. Using songs, movies, and dialogues to learn vocabulary. Learning English vocabulary can be fun and exciting when you use songs, movies, and dialogues. These tools help you hear words in real situations. They show you how people really speak and use new words naturally. When you enjoy learning, you remember words better and want to keep learning more. Songs are a great way to learn English. When you listen to a song, you hear the rhythm and melody. This helps you remember words and phrases easily. Many songs repeat the same words several times, so you hear the vocabulary again and again. This repetition makes words stick in your mind. Plus, singing along helps your pronunciation and speaking skills. Movies are another powerful tool. Watching movies in English lets you see how words are used in context. You can watch with subtitles in your language or English to understand better. Movies show you different accents, emotions, and expressions. When you see how a word is used in a funny or emotional scene, it becomes more memorable. Dialogues are short conversations between two or more people. They are useful because they teach you how to use words in real speech. You can practice dialogues by reading them aloud or acting them out with a friend. This helps you learn phrases, question forms, and natural responses. It also builds your confidence to speak English in daily life. When using these tools, it's good to choose content that matches your level. For beginners, simple songs and children's movies work well. For higher levels, try more complex movies or songs with faster speech. You can also find videos or podcasts made especially for English learners, which explain new vocabulary clearly. To get the most from songs, movies, and dialogues, try these steps. Listen or watch once for general understanding. Listen again and write down new words. Look up the meanings. Then listen or watch again to see how the words fit in the story or song. You can also repeat your favorite parts and practice speaking or singing along. Using these tools regularly helps you learn words naturally. It connects vocabulary to feelings, stories, and real life. This makes learning English more enjoyable and effective. So put on your favorite song, watch a movie, or practice a dialogue today, and watch your vocabulary grow. Daily habits to keep vocabulary in your long-term memory. Learning new English words is only the first step. The real challenge is to keep those words in your long-term memory. To do this, you need daily habits that help your brain remember and use vocabulary over time. Small actions every day can make a big difference in your English skills. One important habit is to review new words regularly. Don't just learn a word once and forget it. Look at your vocabulary cards or lists every day, even if only for a few minutes. Repeating words helps move them from short-term memory to long-term memory. This is called spaced repetition, and it is very effective. Another good habit is to use new words in sentences. When you write or speak, try to include the words you are learning. For example, if you learn the word excited, say or write, "I am excited to learn English today." Using words in context helps you understand their meaning and remember them better. Reading and listening every day also helps keep vocabulary fresh. Read simple stories, news, or articles in English. Listen to podcasts, songs, or watch videos with English subtitles. When you see or hear words often, your brain gets used to them and they become easier to remember. It is also helpful to speak English daily. Talk with friends, teachers, or language partners. Speaking forces you to find and use words in real time. Don't worry about mistakes. Practice is the key. The more you use vocabulary, the stronger your memory will be. Keeping a vocabulary notebook is another useful habit. Write down new words with their meanings, example sentences, and pronunciation notes. Look at your notebook often and add new words regularly. This habit creates a personal dictionary that you can always return to. Try to make vocabulary learning part of your daily routine. For example, review words after breakfast, listen to an English song during a walk, or write a short message with new words before bed. These small moments add up and help your brain remember vocabulary better. Finally, stay positive and patient. Learning vocabulary takes time, and it is normal to forget sometimes. Don't give up. Keep practicing every day, and soon your vocabulary will grow naturally and stay in your long-term memory for a lifetime. How to learn. Synonyms and antonyms naturally. Learning English words is easier when you understand synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings. For example, happy and joyful mean almost the same thing. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings, like happy and sad. Knowing these words helps you speak and write better because you have more choices. To learn synonyms and antonyms naturally, start by paying attention when you read or listen. When you see a word, try to find another word that means the same or the opposite. For example, if you learn the word big, you can think of words like large, huge, or small as its opposite. This way, you connect words together, and your brain remembers them better. You can also use a dictionary or a thesaurus. A thesaurus is a special book or app that shows synonyms and antonyms for any word. When you look up a word, write down its synonyms and antonyms. Try to learn a few at a time and use them in sentences. This helps you understand the differences and how to use them correctly. Practice makes perfect. Try to use new synonyms and antonyms in your daily speaking and writing. For example, instead of always saying happy, use joyful or glad. This makes your English more interesting and natural. When you use opposite words like hot and cold, you also learn how to describe things better. Another way is to group synonyms and antonyms in word lists or mind maps. For example, make a list for the word fast. Write its synonyms like quick, speedy, and rapid, and antonyms like slow and sluggish. Seeing the words together helps your brain remember them as a group. You can learn synonyms and antonyms through games, too. Word-matching games or flashcards can be fun ways to practice. You can play with friends or use apps that teach vocabulary in a game style. This makes learning feel like a fun activity, not a chore. Finally, remember to be patient. Some words have many synonyms and antonyms, and they can be confusing at first. It's okay to learn slowly and review often. With regular practice, your vocabulary will grow, and you'll feel more confident speaking and writing English. Apps and tools that help you remember words. Learning English vocabulary is easier when you use apps and tools designed to help you remember words. These tools make learning fun, organized, and effective. They can remind you to study, test your memory, and help you practice every day. Using the right apps can speed up your progress and keep you motivated. One popular tool is the flashcard app. Flashcards show you a word on one side and the meaning or picture on the other side. You can review flashcards quickly, and many apps use spaced repetition. This means the app shows you difficult words more often and easy words less often. This method helps your brain remember words longer. There are also vocabulary apps with games and quizzes. These apps make learning feel like playing. You can match words with pictures, choose the right meaning, or fill in missing words. Games keep you interested and help you practice vocabulary in different ways. This variety helps you learn better. Dictionary apps are very useful. They give you definitions, example sentences, pronunciation, and sometimes pictures or videos. You can hear how words sound and learn how to use them in sentences. Some dictionary apps also have word lists for different levels or topics, so you can study what fits your needs. Language learning platforms combine many tools. They offer lessons, flashcards, quizzes, and speaking practice all in one place. These platforms track your progress and suggest what to learn next. They also let you practice listening, speaking, reading, and writing, which helps you use vocabulary in all skills. Another great tool is a notebook app or digital journal. You can write new words, sentences, or short stories. Writing helps you remember words and improve grammar. Some apps let you add pictures or voice notes, making your vocabulary notebook more interesting. You can also use social media and online communities. Following English pages, joining groups, or chatting with other learners gives you real chances to see and use vocabulary. It makes learning more natural and fun. Using these apps and tools regularly is important. Try to study a little every day. Set reminders and goals to keep yourself on track. Change apps or try new ones to avoid boredom. The best tool is the one you enjoy and use often. In summary, apps and tools give you support, fun, and structure for learning English words. They help you remember vocabulary better and use it with confidence. Start exploring these tools today and watch your English grow step by step. How to review words without getting bored. Reviewing new English words is very important to remember them well. But sometimes reviewing can feel boring and slow. If you don't enjoy it, you might stop studying. The good news is that there are many fun and creative ways to review vocabulary so you never get bored. This helps you learn better and keep your motivation strong. One way to make reviewing fun is to use games. You can play word puzzles, crosswords, or matching games with your vocabulary words. For example, try matching words with their meanings or pictures. Many apps and websites offer vocabulary games. Playing games feels like a challenge, not a boring task, and it helps your brain work in a different way. Another idea is to use flashcards in creative ways. Instead of just reading the word and meaning, try to make a sentence with the word aloud. You can also mix up your flashcards and test yourself, or ask a friend to quiz you. You can even draw pictures for the words or act them out. This keeps reviewing fresh and exciting. Changing where you review can help too. Don't just sit at a desk. Review while walking, waiting for the bus, or during breaks. Use a phone app or carry small flashcards with you. When you change places, your brain feels more alert and ready to learn. Try to connect new words to stories or experiences. For example, if you learned words about food, think about a meal you had and describe it using your new words. Or, imagine a short story with the vocabulary. This helps your brain link words to real life, making them easier to remember. Listening to songs or watching short videos that include your vocabulary is another way to review without feeling bored. When you hear words in music or stories, you don't just review meaning, you enjoy the process. You can sing along or repeat phrases to practice speaking too. Finally, study with others if you can. Join a language group or find a study partner. When you review with friends, you can play games, have conversations, and encourage each other. This social learning is more fun and helps you stay motivated. Remember, the key to good reviewing is variety and fun. Change your methods often, use different tools, and keep your goals in mind. When reviewing feels interesting, you will do it more, and your vocabulary will grow faster. Testing yourself, the secret weapon for memory. Testing yourself is one of the best ways to remember English vocabulary. When you try to recall a word on your own, your brain works harder, and this helps you keep the word in your memory longer. This process is called active recall, and it is a very powerful learning tool. Many people think that just reading or listening to words again and again is enough. But simply seeing or hearing words does not help your brain remember them deeply. Testing yourself forces your brain to find the answer, making the memory stronger. You can test yourself in many ways. For example, look at the meaning and try to say the English word. Or look at the English word and try to say or write its meaning. You can also use flashcards and hide the answers to check how many words you remember. Another way to test yourself is by writing sentences with new words. Don't just memorize the word alone, use it in a sentence. When you write or say a sentence, you use your brain to connect the word to a situation, which makes it easier to remember. Quizzes and games are also great for testing. You can find many apps and websites with vocabulary quizzes. These tests give you immediate feedback so you know which words you remember well and which words need more practice. Self-testing also helps you find out your weak points. When you realize some words are hard to remember, you can focus more on them. This way, you use your study time wisely and improve faster. Remember to test yourself regularly. Don't wait until the day before a test or a big exam. Testing often, even for a few minutes a day, makes a big difference. Your brain gets used to recalling words, and soon you will remember them automatically. Finally, don't be afraid to make mistakes during testing. Mistakes are part of learning. Each mistake helps you understand better and remember more. Keep a positive attitude and keep testing yourself to unlock your best memory power. Common mistakes learners make with vocabulary. When learning English vocabulary, many learners make common mistakes that can slow down their progress. Knowing these mistakes helps you avoid them and learn more effectively. By understanding what to watch out for, you can improve faster and feel more confident with new words. One common mistake is trying to learn too many words at once. When you try to memorize a large number of words quickly, your brain gets overloaded. This makes it hard to remember the words later. It is better to learn a few words well than to forget many words. Focus on small groups of words and review them often. Another mistake is not using the words you learn. Many learners only read or listen to new words, but never speak or write with them. If you don't use a word, it is easy to forget. Try to make sentences, have conversations, or write short texts using new vocabulary. Using words helps your brain remember them better. Some learners also forget to learn the correct pronunciation. If you learn the meaning of a word but say it wrong, others may not understand you. Always check how to pronounce new words. listen to native speakers, or use online dictionaries with audio. Practice saying words out loud. Many learners mix up similar words. For example, words like affect and effect, or borrow and lend, can be confusing. Pay attention to these differences and learn example sentences to understand how each word is used. This will help you avoid mistakes. Another common problem is ignoring the word's form. English words change depending on grammar. For example, run can be running or ran. Learn the basic forms of new words and practice using them correctly in sentences. Finally, some learners get discouraged when they forget words. Forgetting is normal in language learning. Instead of giving up, review the words again and keep practicing. Be patient and stay positive. Learning vocabulary is a gradual process, and mistakes are part of it. By avoiding these common mistakes, you will learn vocabulary more easily and use words confidently. Remember to study smart, practice often, and enjoy the learning journey. Final tips: how to keep growing your word bank every day. Growing your English word bank every day is very important to improve your language skills. Learning new words helps you speak, understand, read, and write better. The key is to make learning new vocabulary a daily habit and use simple, effective tips to keep your progress steady. One easy way to add new words is to read something every day. It can be a short story, a news article, a blog, or even a social media post in English. When you read, you see new words in context. This helps you understand how words are used and remember them better. Try to choose topics you like to make reading fun. Listening is another great way to learn words. Listen to English songs, podcasts, or watch movies and videos. Hearing words again and again helps you remember them naturally. Try to listen actively by paying attention to new words and their meaning. Use a small notebook or an app to write down new words. Write the word, its meaning, and an example sentence. Writing helps your brain remember better. Review your list often and add new words regularly. This is your personal word bank that grows over time. Practice speaking with new words. Try to use them in conversations with friends, teachers, or language partners. Even if you make mistakes, speaking helps you learn faster. The more you use new vocabulary, the more it becomes part of your language. Make learning fun by using games, flashcards, or apps. Many apps help you learn vocabulary with quizzes and challenges. Change your learning methods so you don't get bored and stay motivated. Set small goals each day, like learning 5 new words or using new words in sentences. Small steps are easier to keep, and they add up to big progress over time. Celebrate your success, no matter how small, to keep your motivation high. Remember, learning vocabulary is a journey, not a race. Be patient, keep practicing every day, and your word bank will grow stronger and stronger. With steady effort, you will speak English more confidently and clearly. Thank you for watching this video on Read and Learn English. I hope you found it helpful and easy to understand. Remember, learning English is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep practicing a little bit every day, and you will see great progress. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who want to learn English too. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any new lessons. Also, feel free to leave a comment or ask questions. I love hearing from you. Keep believing in yourself, Stay motivated and remember, with patience and practice, you can achieve your English dreams. See you in the next video on Read and Learn English. Happy learning!